As promised in an email series, we're going to have a series of question and answer videos in which I attack some of the most important and essential questions that I'm getting. So let's start off right away with, where do I get started? There's 3 essential things that all people need to do right away with any product of any kind, and those 3 things are, so the 3 things are: build your list. You have to have an email list to work with. Conversation, that's the part where you converse with your email list. Now that can be through email, that can be through videos, or most recently and most effectively, webinars. So let me just say a quick thing about webinars, and you know what I'm going to say. My wife Jackie, the webinar queen, has an amazing product, how to turbocharge your business with webinars. And I'm going to have a link to it in the email. And if you don't have it yet, you should get it. I'm slightly biased, obviously, but she's really, really smart, and she knows a lot about webinars, and she's been doing this for a while. And the people who are using her stuff are getting results. So go ahead and at least take a look at it. So conversation, and then that leads to conversion. That's the process. Build your list, conversation, conversion. That leads to dollars. But so those are the 3 things that you need to do. So where do you get started now? So I would suggest you start at conversation. MailChimp. MailChimp is the favorite of Christian experts. It's my favorite. I use MailChimp for everything. I love MailChimp. It's simple. That's a big deal. It's simple. It's easy to use. The interface is fairly intuitive. It's kind of easy to work through there. There's a free version, and there's a version for dollars per month. And that's not very expensive. Say up to 1,000 subscribers, it's $15 a month. To the point you have 1,000 subscribers, and they're, you assume 10% opt-in, you're making some money. So the $15 a month isn't a big deal. Skip 3 Starbucks and you're there. So, but conversation is really the heart core of everything. Even if you have a smaller list and you do really well at conversation, you have awesome conversations, you have email sends out, you have freemiums, those are free things you give away. You send out little links to videos, YouTube videos, value adds, that sort of thing. You have free webinars. That's a great way to converse. Webinar Jam is another great tool for conversation. You can have free webinars with people. You can invite them either just to listen as a guest or actually to appear as a speaker. With the new Webinar Jam Studio, you can invite anybody to speak at any time. It's awesome. As you're building this discussion and this relationship with your peeps or your potential peeps, you're actually getting from them a lot more information about where they're at and the kind of stuff they need to have right now in order to be successful. A lot of what I've done in Lead Funnels Made Easy system is I've actually been listening to the Christian experts for quite a while. And hearing some of their pain points, and that's why. And I'll share in the next video a little bit my story about why I'm here. But you're gaining value from them, they're gaining value from you, you're building a relationship. Any way you look at it, conversation is the heart and soul of your sales funnel. Having a big list is great, but if you have a big list that you're not talking to, they're going to go cold and adios muchachos. So conversation is the heart and soul. I would start on conversation. I would get MailChimp set up. If you have MailChimp paid, you get a thing called automation. And in my Lead Funnels Made Easy system, I talk about conversations in MailChimp using automation. If not, you can get your campaigns ready to send. You can schedule them. It's really cool. You can send to your entire list or segments of your list, and we'll talk about segmentation a little bit later. But conversation is the heart. That's where I would start. If you're going to start a funnel, I wouldn't necessarily focus on opt-ins right away, because if you have people opting into a cold system, it's a waste of your money, and if you have paid traffic, you're wasting your time. So what I do is I get this ready, test it out with get some Gmail addresses and test it end to end. Once you have this ready, then it's time for list building. List building is where you put an opt-in page out on the internet. It's got a little button here with a little thing to put your email, and that takes you into your email system. We'll call it MC for MailChimp. And you come in here and start building your list, and you can put out as many of these lead pages as you want, pointing to the same list. You may not be able to see that one. No. You can have lead pages all over the place. You can do A/B split testing. We'll talk about that in my system. But you drive traffic into your lists, in which your list you have your pre-built conversations. And when you put these two together, an effective opt-in system and an effective conversation or communication system, you're going to generate the third part, which is the fun part. Conversion. Conversion is where you take people who are subscribers to your list, who you've been conversing with over and over again, or on a webinar, or through videos, or through freemiums. So what you do is you move those subscribers through a series of conversations into a level of trust. And they've gotten value from you, you've gotten value from them, you've heard them, you understand what their pains are, and you can take your product and you can design your product around those things to the point where you're going to have really good conversion rates. Because your people know you, they like you, they trust you, and you have a product that speaks to their pain or where they want to go. And it offers them great value. And if you're doing what I call the 10x philosophy, where you think, am I really offering them 10 times the amount of value that I'm charging for it, or that I'm asking them to invest in my product? So reviewing very quickly, you want to start with conversation. You want to get your MailChimp up to speed. You want to have some campaigns ready to go. You want to create some templates. List building. This is where you take your opt-in pages, you push them into your MailChimp, and you start building your list. And that leads to cha-ching, conversion, because they like you, they trust you, and you've been building a product geared around their needs and wants and pain points. Conversation. I'd start with MailChimp if I were you. Anyway, this is Jim Morey. Have a great day.